Fuck this team. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome back to the Colts cast. Hey, well, let's just get right into it, Jamal. Where was Jonathan Taylor? Did he get hurt?
Nah, Shane Steichen was just afraid to use him.
Afraid to use the NFL's leading rusher?
Yeah.
When you're up 20-9?
Yeah.
When the clock is the clock is on your side, you use it. It's an important thing to use to limit one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Am I missing something here? What happened?
Shane Steichen ain't want it. That's all it was, bro. He ain't want it. I don't know what his play calls in the late part of the game every week. It's just always sus. I mean, obviously it's a little more pronounced today because it took us an OT and we lost. But this is a weekly occurrence with Steichen. When the game is when it gets towards the end of the game, he does the same thing every single time. Starts passing the ball, calling dumb plays, reverting back from what got us to where we are. It's repetitive.
Just gets cute, and I don't understand this. Like you said, very questionable play calling, especially in that second half. Just forgets about Jonathan Taylor. I don't know, man. An overtime loss to the Chiefs on the road. The Colts lose 23-20. But I still, and I know people are going to blame the defense, and that is not what should be happening. Because when you look at the total plays ran, like the Chiefs ran double the plays. You know why? Because the Colts love 3 and outs in the second half. And I think it was 4 straight 3 and outs or 3 straight. I don't know. It was disgusting. And I was pissed. And I don't know what else to say. I don't like this team right now. I'm overreacting. Let's see. You're going to say I'm overreacting. I already self-proclaimed and said that.
Sure.
But this is the team you're going to see in the playoffs, potentially on the road. This is a game you make a statement, you win in Arrowhead, you move on to 9-2, and you celebrate. But now where the narrative is going to happen, the Colts can only be bad teams now. The Colts can't even be the Chiefs team that has a losing record, or they were 500. Either way, that's going to be the narrative now. That national praise is going to go way down. And because we talked about it, the strength of schedule is going to get a little harder in the second half. And if the Colts don't play to win, and it's all going to be downhill from here. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Jones did not play to win today.
No, I'm gonna let you get into that in just a second because I definitely want to hear about it. I know everybody listening wants to hear about it. But what I was gonna say, in regards to what you just kind of mentioned, while I do agree, I think that the slander will come here shortly for this team. I also think that it's the Chiefs had everything to lose this game. The Chiefs couldn't afford to have this game be
back against the wall. Sure.
Yeah. So they had to play their hearts out. They had to play hard because, I mean, as much as, and we'll talk about this god awful broadcast here in a little bit too. But as much as this sucks that we lost this game, the Chiefs had to win this game. So if this was 2 weeks ago and we'd have played the Chiefs, then it'd be a little different song and dance for me. But because they didn't have a choice but to win, it's win or bust for them. I'm still pissed off at the Colts for what they did, but I expect nothing more from the Chiefs, or nothing less from the Chiefs.
I felt like the Colts had it in the bag this game. My issue is, I don't know. I feel like the offense opens up with the threat of Jonathan Taylor back there, and when he's not there, then you got to ask Daniel Jones to make big plays in those high leverage situations. You saw I saw Daniel Jones throw it into triple coverage. I saw him on a 3rd and I think it was 3rd and short, 3rd and 5, whatever. I saw him get the ball out way too early because he didn't want to take that hit. He didn't want to stay in that pocket. I like the fact that Kareem Hunt has basically double the carries as Jonathan Taylor. That is the issue right there. I mean, they ran the ball double the amount of time. Again, they ran more plays than the Colts, but still, Jonathan Taylor is the engine of the offense, and it's like it was just knocking the entire time. What's a good analogy for this, Jamal?
I think that was perfect. What you just said was exactly right.
Heard them not. Yeah, man. I just don't understand this, and we keep putting I'm telling you, Daniel Jones is not an elite quarterback. He has ran this offense very well with what we do. We like to run the ball. We like to run the damn ball and play action. Boom. We have a lot of weapons. Playmakers make plays, but when the game is on the line, when the game is on the
talk
line,
to him, Cam Newton. He said he a game manager, not a game.
when the game, yeah. When the and he played like a game manager. I mean, like, he didn't really turn the ball over, but he didn't make a play, in my opinion. I don't know, man. It's I felt like they were cooking in that first half. And it just the wheels started falling off. Like Spags got to him, man. Spags was sending 5-6 man rushes. I don't know, man. I think the Colts, they got out coached in this one. And the problem for me is, like, again, this is a team you're going to see in the playoffs. I just think I don't know, man. I hard place for the Colts right now. Not too happy with the game and how it went, but yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. Anybody who's watched film, and obviously we know Spags is a great defensive coordinator, hence why he still has his job with the Chiefs. He can move on to any other team, but why when he has a contending team year after year? Spags watched film and he knows what it takes to get to Jones, because the Colts, whenever they've had this blitz at them at a high rate like that, Jones has not been able to figure it out. He has been deer in the headlights, just because the coverage drops, the fake stunts, and everything going on. He doesn't know what to do with the ball. That's been noted for weeks now. And that's the way to get to him, of course. And then when we get to the point where we're not going to utilize, again, the best player on the team, then there's nothing else you can do at that point. It's a lost cause. So again, like you said, I'd be the first person to agree that Daniel Jones is definitely, by no stretch of the imagination, an elite quarterback, but he has been placed in a system to where he can thrive in, with the correct circumstances. And today was one of those days where the circumstances weren't quite in his favor, and it showed. And it was an ugly game overall in regards to that. And again, it starts from the top and works its way down. I mean, it's just that simple.
Do
No,
not
no, no.
start
I'm not.
talking about
I'm not
Chris
talking.
Ballard.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about from Steichen's play calling. I'm not talking about Ballard today. I ain't got nothing to say about him. It starts from Steichen's play calling and going his way from down there. And how you're going to prepare, because you have to know that somebody who can put all these stunts, and you have to know as the coach that your quarterback can't handle some of these situations. So you have to make these quicker plays to go through their progressions or go through their checkdowns and things to put the ball to where it needs to be. Because if you don't, and you expect your player to get out there and do that every single time when they're not an elite quarterback or elite defense reader, whatever you want to call it, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you chalk up. You just have to give the ball to your best player at that point, and we still didn't even do that part. So it's a double-edged sword that didn't work out well.
Too many penalties. Even though this game was it was called weird. Like the refs were just throwing flags everywhere. I was even on the Chiefs side when I think there was offensive pass interference called on Travis Kelce. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was a terrible call.
Yeah, so it was just a lot of penalties, but it favored the Chiefs because the Colts had 11 penalties for 83 yards. Not enough Jonathan Taylor. We didn't even go for it on a fourth down. That's unprecedented for Shane Steichen offense. I mean, he loves to do that at least once or twice a game. Not super aggressive against a team I feel like you have to be aggressive against, and it came back to bite us. You look at Daniel Jones, 19 for 31, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, like game manager stats. I think he was doing his job, but when the game was on the line, he was not making great passes. Taylor wasn't utilized at all. We know that. 16 carries, 58 yards. I mean, he was getting bottled up. The Spag was making sure, because it got a little predictable at one point. I felt like we were running on first down on every.
Yeah.
So but they made sure they were going to stop the run, and they did that. But Ashton Doolin, leading receiver on the team with one reception, 48 yards. I don't know. It just felt like nothing was getting done through the air. I know we didn't have a lot of opportunities, but it it did not look like that wagon of an offense that you've seen the Colts have. And it could, because one of the touchdowns we had, I mean, we got it from a Latu tip and interception. So really, I mean, yeah, the offense did its job when they had to score within 3-yard line. But again, like, you didn't see this dominating performance from the Colts like you normally do. But anything you got for the offense, man?
Nah, man. Just subpar play. I mean, again, the last thing I'll say is Kareem Hunt had more carries than our entire like Russian camp did. And obviously I know that D Jones and Jonathan Taylor are only rushers, but that it's just like you said, that the play call differential was just nuts. How many more plays they got than we did. And it's just ugly, man. I mean, ugly. There's no way you can go into the playoffs or get ready to potentially go to the playoffs with this mindset. You have to turn it around. And again, this is the telltale sign. I don't want to beat a dead horse that you already said, but we've talked about this for weeks, how much the schedule is about to intensify. And this was the first test right here. Now we're about to go into division series where we got to just really step it up even more and figure out if you want to win the AFC South or not. But we'll talk about that before we skip over to the defensive side, man. Y'all know the drill. If you still here, hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment below. Let us know how you feel about this game. Let us know if you got tired of hearing Tony Romo ride Mahomes like a bus route. My God, I can't like. I love good commentary, and I think that Tony Romo, I do enjoy listening to him break down plays, kind of say, because usually he's pretty on par, But Jesus, we got to let somebody else cover this squad.
Collinsworth do the same thing.
I know. It's terrible.
The glazing is crazy.
The glazing is wild.
Kareem Hunt, they didn't even run the ball that well, since we're going to talk about the defense that well. But like, they committed to the run. They said, well, we got to have a balanced offense because that's how you win football games. And they ran the ball. They passed the ball a fairly even amount. Look what happened with the Colts. Lopsided. You don't got no gunslinger back there. Anyway, look, I thought the defense did its job. It's hard when you have to play the entire fourth quarter because your offense is only out there for 13 seconds of the time. So for what it's worth, I thought the defense did its thing, especially against the Chiefs on the road in Arrowhead. Like, made plays. Again, we already talked about the Latu play. This was all without DeForest Buckner, by the way. So you get the Latu, the tip, and he got who got the interception? I think it was Latu as well, too. He tipped it up. Yeah, okay. I thought it was someone else. That might have been another play. Maybe it was a fumble. I can't remember. Somebody.
Ward got the fumble.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah. So Ward recovered a fumble. But Latu looked pretty good, I would say. He got a sack. He was getting to the quarterback. Even on some like 3-man rush designs, I thought we were getting enough pass rush and we could drop 8 back and really make it difficult. Like, the secondary was playing pretty well in that early fourth quarter from what I can recall. And I think Ward got beat on some plays and things like that. He tripped up on one, but overall, like, you have to have a competent offense to complement this defense. The defense can't go out there and just play like the 2010 Seahawks defense like the entire time. It just doesn't work like that. You're not going to get the Legion of Boom right here. So shout out to the defense. I think Lou Anarumo's got some talented guys there, and I'm hoping the offense can get back on track.
Yeah. Jermaine Pratt, I mean, he was all over the place today. I mean, his numbers look pretty hot as well. I think he ended like 15 total tackles, 15 solos and like 20 total. I think something crazy like that. I will say, man, I feel like we got to give at least one low light to the defense, and I think the one low light I want to give is, if I am any offensive coordinator and I'm watching us play, I'm going to figure out a way to have to drop Zaire back in coverage, because God almighty, he can, and I know he's not a coverage linebacker. I know, but like, I watched, there were quite a few plays where we're just lucky Mahomes didn't get a chance to get the ball in his general area, because it was bad. And I understand that that's not his forte. He's a playmaker, other parts of the ball, but if you're going to drop into coverage, man, you just better hope every time that the quarterback ain't looking at you, because he'll get burned by a tight end, by a receiver, by a running back, maybe by an offensive lineman. I don't know. You put somebody out there, he's probably going to get cooked by him. It's bad.
Man, we killing Zaire when he made that forced fumble. That's crazy.
No. I'm just saying that
you're right.
that's
You're
a
right.
little just gonna be a legitimate problem, and if it continues.
That is his weakness. I guess, yeah, it got exploited, but still winnable football game for the Colts here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm not gonna. No, you want to kill Zaire? I ain't gonna kill Zaire, man.
No, listen. I'm not saying that Zaire didn't have a good game. Zaire had a good game overall. All I'm saying is that one low light of this defense was watching him in coverage. And it's just that, like, I just think that again, we luckily those opportunities were missed, because if those opportunities weren't missed, then we may be having a completely different talk right now about what's going on, because it would have been a 2-score game versus an overtime game or whatever the case is.
We haven't had a great coverage linebacker probably since Shaq Leonard. I would even say maybe you don't let Okereke walk. Like,
yeah,
maybe Bobby Okereke should have stayed, or you should have paid him. But I think they were like, oh, EJ Speed can do it. Then EJ Speed left to a rival. So yeah, I think that's a void in the defense. Hopefully it can get sharpened up with the wait, we don't have a first round pick. Maybe they can just develop their talents further. I don't know, man. That's just gonna, like, yeah, you don't have a Fred Warner back there. You don't have a really top tier linebacker. So even though Zaire did win All Pro last year.
He did get All Pro last year, and I think that with Jalen Carlisle's hit, he thinks got off IR last week or this week, that he's a decent coverage linebacker. Now, how he will get worked into this mix with Pratt being in there and Zaire and all this, I don't know. However, if we have opportunities to get him out there to help out with his coverage, which I know obviously we can't know every play is going to be a passing play, but in certain situations we know what kind of defense we're going to play. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody out there like that who can potentially help out and not be 3 steps behind. Maybe
they
be
ain't taking Zaire off the field.
And I know they're not. I know, but hey, listen, man, I'm just calling it how I saw it.
Yeah, I think we were getting to the quarterback a fair amount, and had some good sacks on Mahomes. Mahomes does, like, his escapability is crazy. We all know, and he was making some plays, but there were also times where a man took sacks. So again, like, I'm not hating on this defense today. I'm hating on this offense that Daniel Jones went like 3 for 11 on his last 4 drives or something. It was absolutely disgusting. So Shane Steichen should be ashamed of himself for losing that game. Like, this could have been a big moment for those two, and they shit the bed.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
That's not how that it only goes like that for the Colts. I knew as soon as we went to OT, we were going to lose that game. I knew it. I didn't care we won the coin toss. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Then they decided. Shane Steichen was like, "Oh fuck, we do have Jonathan Taylor." Decided to run him there. Didn't matter. Got stopped. Was it 3 straight runs there?
Yeah, dog. Yeah. When they don't. Yeah, it's too late now.
Punt. Yeah, he's just like, man, go for it. Once you punt it, you about to lose. I was like, yeah, just go for it. Man, fuck this team.
Hey, man, that's all I got.
Yeah, this might be the last pod, bro.
Oh, shut up. Yeah. Tell that.
We've seen the limitations of this team already. I don't look. All right, I'll pull up the schedule. Y'all cooked, boy. So we lost to the Rams. Pretty good team. Lost to the Steelers, average team. Lost to the Chiefs. Pretty good team. So, like, what's gonna happen once we see the Texans next week when they get CJ Stroud back against an elite defense? I don't know, man. All the momentum just it's falling. Got to see the Seahawks at some point. God, like, we got to go to Jacksonville. Hey, that's all I got. That's all I got.
Hey, that's it for me, man.
Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Trying to beat the Chiefs.
Playoffs?
I'm over.
I just hope we can win a game.
This is a playoff team. the Colts will make the playoffs, but all eyes on Daniel Jones. So that's all I'm gonna say.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, that's your quarterback, though.
Dude, hey, let's end this. I got stuff to do today because I will go back and I will pull up videos of you riding him like a bus route boy.
I ain't never rode him like a bus route. Hey, yeah, that's all I got, bro.
That's it for me.
Hey, that's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts, and we'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Take care.
Take it easy.